Dear students, I am Angad Naik, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, SGBIT, Belagavi. I welcome all of you to session 5 of module 5 on spur gears and gear trains. In this session, we shall discuss on arc of contact. This is the figure for arc of contact. First, we shall try to analyze the description or the meaning of arc of contact and then proceed with the derivation. Arc of contact is the path traced by a point on the pitch circle. Pitch circle is this circle, is the pitch circle. So a point traced on the pitch circle from the beginning of engagement. The engagement begins at the point G, continues and ends at point H. So the whole path traced by a point on the pitch circle from beginning to the end of the engagement of a given pair of teeth is called as arc of contact. In the same way, for the other gear, the engagement begins at this point, continues to point P and then ends at this particular point. So we can split the arc of contact into two parts. So the first part is called as the arc of approach. It is the portion of the path of contact from beginning of the engagement to pitch point. Now in this figure we can find pitch point at this point and the engagement begins at this point. So from G to P is the arc of approach. So arc of approach is the portion of the path of contact from beginning of the engagement to the pitch point. Similarly, there is arc of recess. Now we can find this pitch point at P and then there is this path traced on the pitch circle till H. So from P to H is the path of recess. So it is the portion of the path of contact from the pitch point to the end of engagement of a pair of teeth. This is about the definition or description of arc of contact. The arc of contact is EPF or GPH. In this slide, we will try to analyze arc GPH. Considering the arc of contact, GPH is divided into two parts, that is from G to P and arc P to H. The arc GP is known as arc of approach and PH is called as arc of recess. The same can be realized for the wheel as well. Now we have drawn one more arc EPF on the wheel. Similarly, let's consider EPF as the arc of contact. Considering the arc, see this is E, P and F. Considering the arc of contact EPF, it is divided into two parts, that is arc EP and arc PF. So E is here, EP and PF. The arc EP is known as arc of approach and the arc PF is called as arc of recess. Now since they are moving from E, P and further to F, they are subscribing an angle at the center. So we'll take. Now let's take a look of the angles that are generated by angle of approach and angle of recess at the center. To begin with, there is center O1 and O2, which is center of wheel and pinion. This wheel has base circle, next to that is pitch circle, and there is addendum circle of wheel. Similarly, for pinion, there is base circle, pitch circle, and addendum circle. There is point of contact between both the pitch circle at point P. The radius of each of the circles are mentioned. Addendum circle is RA, R for pitch circle, and RB for base circle. One can find few teeth profiles here. So this is the teeth profile of one of the teeth of pinion. Similarly, this is the teeth profile of wheel. So the lines that you find here are all the path or the part of the profile of the teeth. Now let us discuss about the angle generated at the center. The angle subtended by GP and PH arc at O1 are called as arc of or angle of approach and angle of recess. So GP arc at O1 is angle of approach and PH arc at O1 is angle of recess. So GP is subscribing an angle here, that is angle of approach, and PH is subtending an angle at the center, that is angle of recess. Now let me take you through the earlier discussion that we had in the path of contact, length of path of contact. There we discussed that the first interaction between the gear teeth occurs at point K, and this continues crossing through P, and the point of disengagement occurs at L. Now if I consider the path of or the profile of the gear or the pinion is this. This is the profile of the teeth of pinion. Then I can wind up or take the arc from point K or trace it back to pitch circle at point G. Similarly, the point L, which is there here, can be traced back to the pitch circle along the profile of the teeth like this. In short, the path K, P, L can be traced on the profile of the teeth to the pitch circle from G, P, H. K is traced to G, L is traced to H on the pitch circle. So G, P, H is in the form of arc, K, P, L is in the form of straight line. Since it was a straight line, we called it as length of path of contact. Since G, P, H is in the form of arc, so it is called as arc of contact. Now the arc GPH is making an angle of theta at the center. Now if I apply the same principle as we applied for GPH, if the point K is traced back to the base circle on the teeth profile, it traces to point C. Similarly, if I trace the point L on the tooth profile back to the base circle, then it reaches point D. The angle so inscribed by the arc CD on the base circle also has to be the same, that is theta. Now if I change the rotation of this arc CD, that is, if I select the point C and D and try to rotate it in anti-clockwise so that point C merges with this point, then the angle subscribed by CD will be exactly same as the angle subscribed by GH at the center. The meaning is, in other words, the arc of contact of CD and arc of contact GPH are subscribing the same angle theta at the center. With this background, we'll take it further in the derivation. We know that the length of arc of approach is arc GP, which is nothing but length of path of approach divided by cos phi. Now as I discussed, the path of approach is from G to P, that is tracing an length Kp. So the length of path of approach is equal to Kp. So it becomes Kp by cos phi. Similarly, let's take a look of length of arc of recess, that is arc PH. The length of arc of recess PH is equal to length of path of recess divided by cos phi. From the figure it is obvious that path of recess is PL, so it is PL by cos phi. Since the length of arc of contact GPH is equal to sum of length of arc of approach and arc of recess, we can write length of arc of contact is equal to arc GP plus arc PH, which is nothing but Kp by cos phi plus PL by cos phi. If you add Kp plus PL, it is nothing but KL, so it becomes KL cos phi. So the final equation is length of arc of contact is equal to length of path of contact divided by cos phi. With this idea, we'll now move to contact ratio. Contact ratio is also called as number of pairs of teeth in contact. Let's see the definition first. Contact ratio or number of pairs of teeth is number of pairs of teeth in contact is defined as the ratio of length of the arc of contact, that is GPH, divided by the circular pitch. So we can mathematically write it as contact ratio is equal to length of arc of contact divided by PC, where P suffix C is circular pitch, which is written as pi into m, where m is module. There are other facts about contact ratio. We'll see one by one. The first one is the theoretical minimum value for the contact ratio is 1. The meaning of the value 1 is at at any point of time, at least there will be one pair of teeth in contact for continuous action. This is the case where the value of contact ratio is 1. If the contact ratio is a decimal or not a whole number, to consider this, we'll take an example. If the contact ratio is 1.6, the meaning of 1.6 is alternately one pair of one gear and two pairs of teeth of the other gear are in contact. On a time basis, the average is 1.6. If the contact ratio is more or larger, then the gears will operate quietly, that is smoothly. So this brings to the end of the session. I hope you have understood what we have discussed on arc of contact and contact ratio. Thank you.